What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of 2 a.m. in Sweden, aka 8:30 in Bermuda, aka whatever you want to call it for today. I'm one of your hosts of the show, Hayes, with the one, the only at Steven_Springs on Twitter, Steven_Springer on Instagram. Steven, how you doing, man?
You're not as good as you are, apparently. Did we talk about this last week? Did I know this was going to be a thing?
I hinted at it.
I mean,
but I was like, all right, we're gonna
see. Yeah, obviously I missed the wave on that one. But where are you at, Bermuda?
So I'm right now probably an hour in the ocean away from Miami. I should be back in the morning. Next week's episode, I'll be back at the station. But yeah, I'm technically in the middle. I went swimming with sharks today too. So that's what's been going on. There's a ton. We'll do that in the What You Got segment at the end. You never really know where I'm going to end up being at. Everyone I was talking to earlier, they're like, oh, you should do it called like 8:30 on Guess Where on the Deck that you're at. I was like, nah, we might just make it 8:30 in Bermuda because we don't know if this episode will ever actually air or anything like that. I do want to dive in. Number one, how are you? Number two, any updates on swim meets?
So real quick, kind of a somber start to the show for me. Monday, the Penn State College community suffered a great loss. Penn State's head team doctor, orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Wayne Sebastianelli passed away Monday morning at 69. I bring that up because friend of the family. I've known his daughter for like 20 plus years now. Alyssa grew up with her, went to high school with her, all that. Used to be good friends with her. And you know, every college university has one of these people that's like, they might not be a coach or whatever, but they're as high praise as a coach is within that school's community. So this was a big loss. Jay Hill was the one that texted me, told me, just sudden, had a heart attack, one of those deals. So
that's terrible.
Hate to see it. He worked with my mom for like 25 years, probably longer actually. So like everyone, it's one of those, like everyone shook up, so within like the state college, and you've been to Penn State, you've been to state college with me. It's a tight knit community. Yep. So I need to give some love to his family, his wife Michelle, son Jeff, and my good friend Alyssa. So condolences to the family. Wanted to put that out there real quick. No swim meets recently. We had one. We were supposed to have one last Saturday, but we had soccer tryouts 4 days in a row last week. Mason did make one of the travel teams, so shout out to the homie for that. He put the work in all week.
Good.
Put the work in all week. Wednesday night had a tryout in the pouring rain, but my dude was out there, so very happy with that.
For
made a travel team. Huh?
Oh, soccer. Yeah.
Soccer. Yep. Or football, as some people call it, right? Of course.
Yep, you're right.
So we were supposed to have a swim meet early Saturday morning, but we took him out of that because he was exhausted after 4 days of soccer tryout. So that's really it. And we got summer right around the corner for us. Pool's gonna be open soon. That's always good news. Always brings out some stories. So, that's all I got for you. This one.
That's good. So the first thing I do want to bring up, because I did notice everything that happened at Penn State. Did anything happen to a lady at Penn State? Like, was there anyone of note, a female that passed away?
Do you know something I don't know?
No. I was just, I saw something. It might not have been to that same magnitude. So just wanted to ask that.
Outside of what I just said, I don't. I should know this, but I don't.
That's good. So other thing, so for anyone probably wondering, you're going to see a bunch of people walk that way. There's a cafe that's back that way. I can't promise you or tell you what outfits they're going to be in. You'll see all shapes, sizes, and outfits. A lot, really, who knows? So you're welcome to everyone. I never know what you're going to get. I say all this because I was looking at 3 different areas to end up going to. My secret area, they want to go have some trivia night. I was like, we're not doing it over there. Then the second area I was going to go to, it's like a bar. can't do it in that area because then more people started coming over there. I was like, nope, not going to go there. So I said, you know what? Let me see if they actually have lights outside. So if you hear any music or you hear the ocean, that's why. But I do want to give updates in terms of the bench press challenge. So last Friday, I ended up repping. Well, I did 295 one time. It wasn't super clean, but I did end up getting that. The big reason why I bring that up is I haven't even touched the bench since that day. So I really don't know what it's going to be like next time. And I didn't have a spotter. What ended up happening, and I was joking with the guy who was supposed to be my spotter. I couldn't do it earlier in the day. It was working. So towards the end, I told myself I was going to do it on Friday. So I got to end up doing it. So I get over there to it. He wasn't there. What I ended up doing is 185 was fine. 205 fine, 225, just kept going up 20 pounds. And then I got to 225, 245, 265 was good. Ended up 275. I was like, I feel fine. So then I said, nobody's here. I got to do it. So I ended up doing 295. I did it once, but I want to get it cleaner. And I was telling Steven as well, and also the guy at my job, 315 at this point, I should be able to hit 2 times at least by the end of May. The way that I got that one. So go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I feel like that the two benchmarks, no pun intended, 2 benchmarks are the 225 for like a significant amount of time and then 275. I feel like those are the 2 benchmarks that like once you feel like 225, once you feel like you've got that enough times, like you can move up to 245. I know it's on the surface, it might seem like a lot, like that big of a jump, 20 pounds, like going that quickly. It's really not. But like when you jump up to like the 275 mark and you can get that one pretty clean, that's another like so now 315 should come easy at some point.
Yeah.
For sure.
So exactly. And that's the big thing. 225, that's just an everyday rep. At this point now, you can end up putting up 225, 10, 12 times. I guess the next thing is, all right, let's see if you can end up doing 15 to 20 times at 225. And the joke I was telling Steven is I did the 295, and then this dude at my job, he was like, oh, I think you're ready to end up coming to like the 400 pound club in the squat. I was like, yeah, I don't really feel like going that far.
No.
But on your side, how's recovery going?
Yeah, it's slow. I thought it's been like 3 weeks now. Like 3.5 weeks. It's only been like 2 since I got it, like technically diagnosed. It probably happened the week before, so I'm somewhere in like the 2 or 3 week mark. I'm just pumping out tricep work in the back. I'm just focused on getting the back right, working on the traps. So I'm trying to get like that thick traps, triceps. Just
exactly.
trying to kill time, trying to do a little more legs too. I guess working some cardio every now and then, but yeah, dude. Like I was gonna wait on this, but I know too many people that are getting hurt now, and like my buddy Bob, he just tore his Achilles at the beginning of April, playing basketball. I've seen too many people getting hurt, man. Stop doing shit that gets you hurt. You know, once you reach a certain age, once you reach like 35, 40, stop doing shit that's going to get you hurt. Stop playing hoops.
Yeah.
Stop playing pickleball. Stop doing that shit. Just keep your feet on the ground.
Yeah. Nope. You're 100% right. I have a story about an injury. I actually heard it today at dinner. So they're probably listening to this.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Let's hang on a second. We got to back up real quick. Who? Yeah. Okay. Who and why are you there with? And why are you there? Yeah.
Oh, so like every year, my friends, they want to end up doing different events and stuff like that. So I let them choose this. So we end up doing that. There's another reason why I can't say that because of work wise. But the second reason why I'm out here is my friends just wanted to do this. So I wanted to swim with sharks. They were like, I want to go to XYZ. One of our friends is from the Bahamas. So we're like, let's just wrap it all up together. I can take care of the stuff for work. Then I can end up doing this with them. And
sure. Yeah. Now here we are. Great.
But,
wow.
Yeah. Here we are. So my what you got is going to be about the story I heard today about people getting injured. the thing I want to bring up to you is you can help me get caught up to speed on everything with the NBA playoffs. First thing that I do want to say is it's Lakers, Thunder, and then the Timberwolves and the Spurs. On the west side, on the east side, it's Pistons, Cavs, and then Knicks, 76ers. What are your thoughts quickly? And then also, what do you think is going to happen in the semis?
I got Philly beating New York. I got that one going 7.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Cavs beat the. I think the Pistons beat the Cavs. I think that's going to be 6. I feel good about where the Pistons are at right now after the comeback, how they played, particularly in the second half against Cleveland in Game 1. I feel good about it. So I feel better than I did a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Lakers looked decent last night. They didn't look good. They look decent. Austin Reeves needs to have a better game for sure. I think LeBron he took 17 shots last night. He's probably he's got to double that in game 2 tomorrow night. He's probably gonna have 17 in the first half. If they're gonna have any hope, he had 16 in the first half last night. If they're gonna have any hope of keeping it close, LeBron's gonna have like a 45 point game. Maybe not like the high rebounds or assists, but he's got to score like you might have what he did in the finals in game 1, 51, 8, and 8. Might have some random shit like that. But I mean, OKC's too deep, too good on defense. So I think they win. But I'm gonna give them 5 games. And I think San Antonio beats Minnesota, but I think that goes 7 because Minnesota's not backing down. So I'm gonna go. They got 7. But I think these are good matchups. These are very random matchups, kind of.
They are.
But I do like it. Like you love to see Sixers and the Knicks. And that game is 90-89 right now. End of the third, Philly's up by 1. So
okay,
there you go. After getting blown out in game 1, Minnesota up 1-0. Maybe we'll see how that goes. But I do like all these matchups. I'm very happy the Pistons advanced, but I do like all these matchups.
I think it's insane how Anthony Edwards basically hyperextended his knee, and my guy is back that fast. So
only in sports.
Only in sports that's something that's going to happen. The other thing is that Timberwolves Spurs matchup is big. And the other part is people don't realize Rudy Gobert, this is probably the perfect player he can play up against when he comes inside. If Wemby stays outside, then it's tougher for Rudy, but anything inside, that's Rudy's game. Like he's a 4-time defensive player of the year for a reason.
Wemby had 12 blocks.
That's crazy. That's insane numbers.
I did go back and I watched the clips of all the blocks. He probably realistically had like 8 or 9, maybe 10. A couple of them were goaltends or fouls, or could have been called either one of those. I mean, his stat line was so crazy: 11 points, 15 boards, 12 blocks. Is on paper nuts.
Yeah, that's one. The Thunder Lakers series. So I was talking to a couple of people just about LeBron. We talk about LeBron like he's 20 or 30. This is a 40-year-old man that we need to see more from him. And he's getting 27 points on 17 attempts. For any average player, that's solid numbers. But for LeBron, it's like, all right, we know what you can do. Now we need to see you take it to the next level. So
yeah, and I can't no, I don't want to. I was gonna talk about Stephen A. Smith, but I'm not gonna do that right now. We don't have time for that. We can go on to the next thing.
Yeah. Favorite topic. We are starting with the AFC North. Just a sidebar super quickly for anyone that doesn't know, I am still doing a draft recap of every single team that drafted. So that's all 32 teams. I'll have 2 more episodes out probably Friday or Saturday once I'm back. Right now, we are talking about the AFC North. That is the Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, and Browns. For anyone that does not remember, the Steelers won it, but this is the division that the Ravens had for a minute. And it was theirs. Like the Ravens came back and it was because of a missed field goal, and that they called the butterfly effect because then the Ravens fired Harbaugh. They ended up getting your boy from Penn State. They ended up bringing in Jesse Minter, if I'm not mistaken, from Los Angeles Chargers. So they had a lot of different pieces that ended up happening just because of a missed field goal. And the funniest part is they were like, if it went left, if it went right, Harbaugh was not going to be there anymore. If it went down the middle, Tom was going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, they're both not there anymore. So
Facts.
That's really how it ended up happening. Going into it, so anyone, if they have any questions, what this is going to be is we're going to talk about the best group for quarterback, running back, wide receiver, O-line, defense. Then we'll talk about 3 NFL draft picks out of this division. But Steven, if you want to, it can be a first-round pick. I'm not doing first-round picks. It can be one of those honorable mentions for a first-round pick. Do you want to start at the different positions, or do you want me to start?
You can start. That's fine.
Okay, so I wrote down funny things as well as we go along the way. So quarterback, I'm going with the Ravens, but that's because we need to see what's going to happen for Joe Burrow on that side, and then I might be able to move up the Bengals on that one. Steelers, I don't even know who their quarterback is going to be. We are thinking it's going to be Rodgers, but we don't know. It could just be Will Howard and then Drew Aller that are over there. And then what people need to understand, technically the second best quarterback might not even start on his own team next year, and it's the Pro Bowler himself, Shedeur Sanders. But right now we're going with the Ravens for that side of it. Running back group, we have to go. Me personally, we have to go with the Ravens. All that they do have, pay attention to the running backs for the Browns. Quinshon Judkins has another year under his belt. Then looking at the Steelers, I think that they could end up stepping it up. Jalen Warren is still there. They do have other pieces. Caleb Johnson is there. I don't know if he's going to play any, but that's another piece on that side. Wide receiver room, this is probably the easiest out of them all. I'm going with the Bengals on that one. Steelers are super close, but the Bengals, you have T. Higgins, and then you have Jamar Chase, 2 of the highest paid receivers in the league. So I have to go with them on that one. O-line, it's damn sure not the Bengals. I'm going to let you guys know that for starters. I'm going with the Ravens, but it's actually because of Steven's boy from Penn State, Owane. That's honestly having him and then Ronnie Stanley on that side. Yes, I know you lost Tyler Lindenbaum, but I feel that they can find a way to replace that. And you're just giving more help to Lamar Jackson, and you're giving more help to Derrick Henry. And then the defense, it's damn sure not the Bengals defense, but I'm going to go with the Browns. They've had one of the more solid defenses year over year. It's been the offense that's been the question mark of things. Defense for the Ravens are getting better, but everyone that knows me knows the Ravens defense is still shit. No matter who they add, it's still just one of those. We have to see what Minch is going to do for them on that side. So quarterback, Ravens, running back, Ravens, wide receiver group, Bengals, O-line, I'm going with the Ravens. Defense is the Browns. What do you have?
Are you throwing the tight ends in there in the receiver group?
Oh, yeah. We can just do that for this one.
Okay. Quarterback, I'll go with the Ravens. Although if he's healthy, I think Joe Burrow is just as good as Lamar Jackson, honestly. So I'm gonna go with the Ravens because you guys see what the line looks like for the Bengals. Running backs, yeah, I'm gonna go with Baltimore, unfortunately. O-line, I'll probably go with the Browns as well. Pittsburgh's is decent, but I'm gonna go with the Browns. Ravens. Sorry. I was thinking the defense. I was thinking defense. Defense, I'm gonna go with the Browns. Yeah. Although, if healthy, I think Pittsburgh's defense could also be right up there as well. Same thing with Baltimore on the back end. Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks. But it's definitely not the Bengals. Receivers, I'm gonna go with the Steelers, honestly.
Okay.
I T. Higgins. We know what Jamar Chase can do. T. Higgins is
Pittman's a sleeper.
He's a T. Higgins is up and down sometimes. I think another year. Well, I guess it depends on if Aaron Rodgers comes back. But DK Metcalf, I think, has to be the focal point for the Steelers. But getting Michael Pittman Jr. is a massive, very underrated free agency move or trade move for the Steelers. It's very quiet because of all the Aaron Rodgers news. They drafted Drew Aller, all that. So they don't focus on it. But I think that's a very good pickup for them to pair someone with DK Metcalf, who's like Pittman is not quite as big of a problem as DK Metcalf is for defenses, but like he's still a problem. So I think that's awesome too for the Steelers. So I'm wide receiver room. I'm gonna go Steelers. I also like Pat Fryermuth. Obviously, shot at Penn State. I think Mark Andrews is the best tight end in the division, but I think Fryermuth is I don't say underrated, but he's very solid. And the defense, like I said, I'm gonna go with the Browns. Although I think the Steelers defense could also be very, very good. If they can if TJ Watt can stay healthy. TJ Watt can stay healthy. He's
Mhm.
getting older. Gotta see how that goes. But I do like that defense.
Yeah. My other thought. So now the draft picks.
Yep.
Overall, I agree basically with everything that you said. It's really maybe 2 or 3 teams that steal it. Do you want to start with your draft picks? Or do you want me to do it? Because I know this is a homer pick for you, probably.
Sure. I'll go first. Are we just going through all teams in that division and just give them best pick, whatever?
No, so we don't have to do all teams, just your top 3 solid picks.
Okay. So I think 2 homer picks for sure.
Yep, I know.
Definitely. Obviously. I think everyone knew that was going to come. I want to get this out of the way now. I think the safest pick in the draft, and I said this afterwards, was Vega Iwane, our guard from Penn State. I think in the first round, safest pick. It ideally solidifies that spot for the next 12 to 15 years, right? And I think he's a guy who can come in, be an all pro right away. And he's projected starter, so that's good.
Yeah.
I do like the Drew Rowler pick going to the Steelers, obviously. Like, no one has called that more than I have, but I called it for a reason. I think he fits well. I thought he fit the old Steeler regime, but then now I think he also fits better with Mike McCarthy. So you gotta give him some weapons. If you go back, I know he sucked in big games. I know that. But if you go back and look, he had you know what? I did this last week. I'm gonna save time. I'm not gonna do this again. I like the Drew Rowler pick.
Yeah.
I do like the Elijah Surratt pick. I hate it because he's going to the Ravens, but receiver from Indiana. They got him in the second round, I think. Second or third round. So I do like that pick. I think the Ravens have tried. I know they've had good guys at receiver, but they just don't have that number one receiver that's not Mark Andrews. So I think this is like another opportunity for them to pick someone and get someone out there. So I think Vega was the number one pick for me. Drew Rowler, I know that's a very big homer pick by me, but I'm gonna say it anyways. And then Elijah Surratt, receiver from Indiana, going to the Ravens, unfortunately. But it's just like they're throwing darts and just trying to get a receiver to stick for like a season,
Yep.
So that's my top 3.
I fully agree. So I didn't put Drew Rowler on my list,
obviously,
because I knew Steven was going to end up doing that. So my 3, the first one, Steven and I agree on, but I made it a combo because same way Steven just said, they're really throwing darts at a board and just hoping something sticks. And I have Jacoby Lane out of USC and then Elijah Surratt out of Indiana. The Ravens are really trying to find it. Again, I hope the people that last year were trying to come at me when I was talking about Rashad Bateman is not a wide receiver 1, and they're like, oh, no, he is. No, he's not. They wouldn't have drafted 2 wide receivers right now if they thought that Rashad Bateman was their number 1. Oh, I don't know why you're paying Zay. You picked up his option. I get that you wanted Zay. I do not know if he's that wide receiver 1 for you. He's more of your gadget receiver that could probably play better in the slot, but you're really hoping that one of these 2 at least land a little bit. So we'll see how those 2 go for you.
I don't even think these guys need to be wide receiver number 1. They just got to be consistent.
That's it. That's really all.
Like, just be consistent.
You're just taking pressure off of Lamar because you have Derrick Henry, you have Lamar. Give Mark Andrews a little bit more time and don't let him get injured as much. You guys should be fine. The other thing with that is I don't think they understand how much it's going to hurt that they don't have Isaiah Likely. The Giants are going to be able to show you. Yeah, so that's a big thing. So they just want one of these receivers to end up doing a consistent job, and they have not had that yet. I know a lot of people talk a lot about the USC tandem of Mekhi Lemon and then Jacoby Lane. So we'll see if Jacoby Lane can put up some sort of numbers there. Because I talk so much shit about the Bengals, I do have to give them some credit. They drafted Takario Davis out of University of Washington. So that's a defensive back, which is absolutely what they needed. What you got?
Nothing. I was shaking my head. Yes.
Yeah. And the final one, which Steven will understand this. I don't have to say a lot about it, but Jennings Dunker, offensive tackle, going to the Steelers. He's 6'5", 319. Yep. If you look at him, you'll just be like, yeah, he's like someone that could end up. Exactly. That's the big thing on that side. So my 3/4 are Jacoby Lane and Elijah Surratt. 2 is Takario Davis. 3 is Jennings Dunker. So we finished up the AFC North. Steven, next week or the week after that, what do you want to be the next division?
We'll just flip over to the AFC and do AFC North.
We just Oh, NFC North?
Yeah,
Or
sorry. Yeah, NFC North.
okay. NFC North, so that means we're going to talk about the Vikings, the Packers, the Lions, all of them. Who
Bears.
am I missing? And the Bears. So those are going to be the four that we end up doing next week. What you got for us?
Nothing, honestly. Trying to think of anything gone down lately. No, it's the soccer stuff. That's really that took up most of our. I don't know, the whole youth travel sports thing is really I'm starting to like hear about it more.
Yeah.
Look, man, Mason's 7. I cannot stress that enough. He's 7 years old. I told him every day on the way to practice last week, or on the way to tryouts. I was like, bro, just have fun. You know, that's it, man. Like, he's 7. He does not know what's going on. He doesn't know that he's like trying out for a team. He doesn't know what the hell that means. He doesn't know that he knows he made the team, but he doesn't know what that means. He didn't ask about the other team that he did not make, but like he's just out there just hooping, for the love of the game. So when that changes, then we got to reevaluate things. But I mean, he loves it. So, I just want to have fun. I don't care. Like, they're not giving out scholarships right now, right? They're not giving out scholarships at the end of these seasons. He's 7. I just want him to like progress from 7 to 8, and then we'll bounce back next year and try out for the team again, see where he's at. He can keep up with some of these kids athletically, but like skill wise in soccer, as you know, you got to have it if you're going to keep progressing. So that's what we're trying to work on for the next year. Coach Ben, shout out to Coach Ben.
Shut up.
He seems like he's got a good message. We'll see what happens if like that message actually comes true and he, walks the walk and talks the talk about all that. So he's more focused on the fundamentals. He doesn't care about winning and losing. That'll come with everything else. But the travel sports thing, it's a real, like,
it's
a real thing.
It gets younger and younger.
It sucks, dude. We do got to talk about. We got to see next week how it goes, but we got to talk about, or at some point, the college football playoffs potentially expanding to 24 teams.
Yes, college football playoffs and NCAA tournament both expand.
The 24 teams in playoffs would ruin college basketball. College football. Not really, because it would generate a boatload of like billions of dollars, but for like the actual college football experience and what it's about, gone. So that's unfortunate. And it gets money. That's all it is. Same thing with travel sports for kids, but we'll talk about that soon enough. What you got?
So, one thing I do want to bring up for everyone, NBA lottery that they do is going to be, I'm pretty sure it's May 10th. And that's something that it's right around the corner. So NBA draft lottery is a huge thing now because of all the top picks. Everyone wants to know who's going to be the number one. That's the first thing. I do have to give a huge shout out to Starlink because of the fact you being in the middle of the ocean now and you can end up just having conference calls and doing podcasts and stuff like that is absolutely insane. So that's a big thing for them. The what you gotta have. So I was at dinner today, and then one of the people at the table were talking about their brother, and they're like, "Yeah, Bob, we be calling him 9 now." I'm like, "Why do you call him 9?" Well, because he worked construction, and then he got his finger cut off, and it never grew back.
Wow.
And we were like, "You thought your finger was gonna grow back?"
Yeah,
That's not.
That's not how it works, dog. It's not like you're not even want
And then the other person at the table was like, he's not a chameleon. Like, the body part's not growing back. It's gone. And they're like, yeah, we didn't know that at first. We just realized it was a nub and then it wasn't growing back.
How do you not know that?
So that's all we got for today. We'll catch you next week. Until next time.
We'll see where Christian's at. Peace.
Yeah.